but it was much needed by me. It was a business course. Anyway, today is as a result of speaking to a lovely client yesterday, just about, and I take it that, I sort of almost have forgotten about what it was like to juggle children and work around half terms and things like that. But she explained it beautifully when we were talking about sort of juggling this and annual leaves and all the rest of it, because she's employed. Um, but she put it beautifully. She said she feels like, and her child's only about 18 months old, she feels like this is the biggest project management job she has ever had the pleasure of being in charge of and leading. And my God, isn't she right? If you think about it, if you advertised this job, this 18-year contract, really, isn't it? Maybe longer, especially when you get grandchildren. But you sign this contract where there is no get out clause whatsoever. You can't just swap it in for something else. You make that commitment. That is some bloody commitment, isn't it? What salary would they offer you for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year? What salary would that attract? And what experience and desired experience and must have experience would they put on the person specifications when you're applying for it? Good God, there wouldn't be somebody out there, I don't think, that would still be able to actually do that, because by the time you get to the point where you think you might just about have it, you might just about got it, you're probably in your 90s. You don't have a lifetime to sign that contract. So think about it, just about what we take on. And in my preamble on this live, we are already superheroes. I don't care whether you're self-employed, employed, whether you're an exec, it doesn't matter. We're bloody superheroes. So think about it. When you have a project and you're doing a project, and I don't know how many of you have done projects, but just think about it. If you are building a house from new, if you're building anything from new, that project relies on juggling many, many demands, many different things that you are outside of your control. And moreover, it's about relationship juggling. And again, you don't have any control over those relationships, let alone your children. When we're looking at half term, forget it. For some reason, I think I see more and more now where parents say they don't listen, they don't do this, they don't do that. We don't control children. We just don't. That's it. We might ask, we might request, but we do not control. Good morning, Kaylee. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. But it's these personalities, it's these demands of personalities that really, I think, sort of then clash with all the other demands that we've got going on. So if you're self-employed or a business owner, half term is not an excuse for downtime. And this is one of the big demands that really, I mean, certainly my client was picking up, although she's not self-employed. It's not a reason for her to step down. Her job is that important that she will continue to work when she's on holiday. She's got one of those jobs where, the phone doesn't stop. But it's not about downtime, because as she says, you lift your foot off, you don't stop and just stay at the station and wait for your time to go again, say next Monday or next Tuesday or whatever. No, if anything, you roll backwards. And I can only liken it to me and my lifetime contract with my healthy eating and stabilizing weight and things like that and keeping my body healthy. It's that thing of the second you take your foot off or your eye off the ball, it's not stand still and then start and pick up where you left off. No, often it's about coming back. So again, that's another stressor. And on top of that, you're trying to manage all these other relationships that are going around. And it sort of, if you think about it, the children are at home, so the house gets more untidy. The house actually gets trashed, doesn't it? Let's be honest. The house gets trashed. There's more food being eaten, therefore there's more washing up to be done. And this is what happens when you take that time out. And I wanted to really address with you, because this is where we came from with my client, is about those relationships. Because whichever way you look about it, we all talk about working to live. don't we? We talk about working to live, not living to work. Excuse me, and knowing our why. So why do we go to work? And I'm looking at you, Kaylee, but why do you go to work? Travel. It's about life, and it's about that excitement and things like that. So if you think about that, don't take your eye off that, because it makes things so much easier to juggle all the demands that you've got if you're understanding that actually your balance is right. So you're working, but you are living twice what you work. That's what we want to get to. And that doesn't mean you have twice the time off. It just means in your soul and in your heart and in your mind and in your vision, you have so much more than just work. So we've got that balance there. And holidays are a flashpoint for families. They're absolute flashpoint for families. You know, we talk about tribes, don't we? We talk about being part of something, because that's what humans are. Now, we go to work, I go to work, I spend more time with another tribe than I do with my tribe at home. And your children spend more time being parented in some way, but with another tribe more than they do with you. So when you come together, that's the flashpoint, because you're both operating from your tribal backgrounds, from your normal states. And that's where you get the jostling and norming and storming. And we talk about that when we join new teams and things, don't we? I'm sorry, I seem to have gone out of focus. When we join new teams, there's often that chafing point, isn't there, where you get the personalities and all the rest of it. And I can guarantee you, if you are approaching that relationship from a negative standpoint, where you think, oh, dread today, it's going to be awful, and it's all going to be fight, fight, fight and everything else, I can guarantee you that's what you will get reflected back at you. It's human nature. It's in all the research. I don't care whether it's a husband, a partner, your colleagues at work, or your children, or all of the above. If you're going into that by dreading it and resenting the fact that you can't do your work, if you work from home, you can't do your work because the bloody kids are here, or this, that, and the other, they will pick up on that, and you will get that fed back to you, and your day will be twice as long as it needs to be, because it'll be fraught. So think about today bringing that balance back into the world. So if you work from home, if you are self-employed, if you are a business owner, think about it. Where can I put those divisions so I can entertain and I can be part of, and I can get on the floor with the children and be a child, but I might have to move my work to another part of the day. Or I might have to just say, I'm going to do an hour and that's it, and then I'll do another hour somewhere else. It's not about, again, it's that substance, isn't it? If you're going to put quality in, it doesn't have to be huge. So think about those things when you go to work today. Don't if you're going to a place of employment, and you've got to drop the children off and all the rest of it, they don't want to be dropped off any more than you want to go to work. It's a flashpoint. Now, my final point is that no project has ever been successful when you've ruined and destroyed relationships. A successful project and the longevity of a project will always be based on relationships. Your happiness at work will be based on relationships. So don't dismiss it. Think about it. And I hope that's been helpful. So if you know anybody out there where a flashpoint might just be happening, do share my video. I'm always very grateful. And Kaylee, just once again, thank you so much for being up with me. Anyway, I wish you all well. Give me a hashtag replay if you catch this on replay. And I'll see you on Friday. Bye for now.